Is this thing on? Welcome back to Movies TV Man. I'm Mick, your host with the most to start your girlfriends and your wives. So Ultraman has confirmed to be in James Gunn's Superman movie. How do we know this? Well, first of all, we saw a kind of Ultraman figure on the on-location shooting when people were taking their little snapshots. But now a list of DCU toys has come out, and toys for the Superman movie, and Ultraman is one of them. So we now know that Ultraman is going to be in this movie. Let me be absolutely clear about this. I want to see the alternate parallel universe, multiversal version of Ultraman. But my fear is, because I've heard rumors about this months ago, that this is going to be a clone version of Ultraman. If this is a clone that Luthor has cloned, I'm going to be hugely disappointed. I want the parallel, alternate, multiversal version of Ultraman. But I don't think that's what we're going to get. But could James Gunn be exploring an alternate universe? A character like Ultraman from an alternate universe would be amazing. And mostly in the comics and in animation, that's what Ultraman is. So I really hope that's the case. My deepest fear is that's not going to be the case. Now, because Ultraman is now confirmed for Superman, many fans are calling James Gunn a liar, because James Gunn many moons ago said that Lex Luthor would be the main villain. Now, I believe him. A lot of people were surprised that Lex is going to be the main villain in this movie. I'm not. This is a cash-strapped studio. It's a lot cheaper to have a flesh and blood villain than something else. But again, he will be the main villain, but you're going to have characters like Ultraman and the Engineer. I suppose the Engineer is more of an anti-hero than a villain. You're going to have Otis and Miss Tessmacher in this movie. But there's something that you've probably allowed to escape you. This will be the 5th movie that Lex Luthor will be the main villain in. Not forgetting Smallville, right? And, in this final season of Superman and Lois, Lex is playing a huge part. Superman 78, he's the main villain. Superman 4, he's the main villain. Superman Returns, he's the main villain. Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, he's the main villain. And in James Gunn's Superman, if he's not lying or trying to cover something else up and hiding another more epic, awesome villain, this is going to be the 5th movie that Lex Luthor is the main villain. That's disappointing. I love Lex Luthor. I think he's my favourite villain. I think he's brilliant. And if you do him properly, he's very interesting. Now, he's going to be a little bit of a, not just a billionaire businessman, but a kind of a mad scientist in this movie, which I find kind of captivating and interesting. He's already said that he doesn't want a superhero-supervillain battle in the end. Again, that's expensive. And when you're a cash-strapped studio, you can't do this because, Doomsday versus Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman in BVS would have been expensive. Zod versus Superman in MOS would have been expensive. You get me? Same with, like Aquaman would have been a very expensive ending as well. So they don't have this money. And I've already said, and nobody believes me, and nobody ever believes me, but what I'm saying always comes to be true. I believe this film costs no more than between 120 and 150 million. I think that's what the budget is. Now, they're going to try and keep the budget hidden from us for a very long time. There were rumours of a 400 million budget, which was absolute BS. They leaked that out on purpose to make people think, oh, they must be spending a lot of money on this movie, even if it's not that ridiculous amount of money. I think this is one of the lowest budgets to be used for a CBN. You don't necessarily need a lot of money, as long as we can't tell that the budget is really low for this movie. So there you have it. We're getting Ultraman, and if he's the alternate universe, reverse Superman Ultraman, then I'll be very, very happy with that. If he's some clone, some dumbed down clone, which is my biggest fear, I won't be happy. But as I say, when you're a cash-strapped studio, you try and do certain things. I think this whole film, this whole franchise that they're trying to do is the biggest bluff ever. We will have to wait and see.